The room was quiet, but not empty. Every word spoken inside it carried weight. Some voices filled the air, loud and eager, desperate to be heard. Others barely spoke at all, but somehow, those were the ones people watched. Daniel sat at the far end of the table, saying nothing. It wasn't fear. It wasn't uncertainty. It was control. He had learned something most people never understood. Power does not announce itself. It reveals itself in silence. Across the table, a man argued passionately, trying to convince everyone of his idea. His voice rose. His hands moved. His words multiplied. And with each sentence, something strange happened. He became smaller. Not physically, but in presence. Because the more he spoke, the more he exposed his need for approval. Daniel leaned back slightly, observing. People weren't reacting to the loudest voice. They were watching the quiet one. And when Daniel finally spoke, just one sentence, the room shifted. Not because of what he said, but because he had waited. And in waiting, he had taken control. Most people believe power comes from expression. They think the more they explain, the more they justify, the more they speak, the more control they gain. But the opposite is true. Daniel learned this the hard way. Years ago, he had been like everyone else. Eager. Reactive. Quick to defend himself. Quick to explain every decision. He thought clarity meant talking more. But what it really did was reveal everything. His doubts. His insecurities. His need to be understood. And once people see that, they control you. Because the person who explains too much is trying to convince. And the one trying to convince has already lost power. Now, Daniel spoke only when necessary. Direct. Precise. And the less he said, the more people listened. Attention is not power. That was the lie everyone believed. Social rooms, conversations, meetings, everywhere, people fought to be noticed. They raised their voices, inserted opinions, filled silence with noise. But attention is fleeting. It comes and goes. Respect, however, is built differently. Daniel noticed something most missed. The loudest people were often forgotten. But the quiet ones, the ones who spoke with intention, left an impression that stayed. Because silence creates mystery. And mystery creates interest. When people don't fully understand you, they pay more attention to you. They try to read you. They try to figure you out. And in doing so, they give you power. Daniel didn't need attention. He let attention come to him. Power isn't about dominance. It's about control. And the most powerful control is invisible. Daniel never interrupted. Never reacted emotionally. Never rushed to respond. Because reactions reveal weakness. The moment you react without thinking, you give others insight into how to control you. But when you observe, when you choose your response instead of reacting, you shift the dynamic. People become unsure. And uncertainty gives you the advantage. Control isn't loud. It's subtle. It's patient. It's calculated. And those who master it rarely need to prove it. There is a hidden cost to explaining yourself. Most people don't see it. They believe explaining builds understanding. But often, it builds doubt. Daniel used to explain everything. Why he made a decision. Why he chose a path. Why he acted a certain way. And every explanation invited more questions. More scrutiny. More judgment. Because the more you explain, the more people feel entitled to question you. And the moment they question you, you are no longer in control. Now, Daniel did things differently. He spoke with certainty. No long explanations. No defensive tone. No need to justify. And something changed. People stopped questioning. Because confidence doesn't explain. It decides. Predictability is comfort. And comfort is weakness. Daniel noticed it early. People repeated themselves. Same reactions. Same emotions. Same patterns. If you paid attention long enough, you could predict exactly how they would respond. And once someone can predict you, they can control you. Because power lies in uncertainty. Daniel never gave the same reaction twice. Sometimes he agreed. Sometimes he stayed silent. Sometimes he walked away. Not randomly, but intentionally. People couldn't read him. And because they couldn't read him, they couldn't manipulate him. Predictability makes you easy. Unpredictability makes you powerful. Silence makes people uncomfortable. Most can't handle it. They rush to fill it. They explain more. They reveal more. Daniel used silence differently. He let it sit. When someone asked a question, he didn't answer immediately. He paused. And in that pause, something shifted. The other person started talking again, adding more, clarifying, exposing. All Daniel had to do was listen. Because silence is not empty. It's pressure. And under pressure, people reveal who they truly are. Daniel didn't need to ask more questions. Silence did it for him. Most people look, very few observe. Daniel trained himself to notice everything. Tone of voice, body language, eye movement, timing. Because what people say is only a fraction of what they mean. A smile can hide discomfort. Confidence can mask insecurity. Words can disguise intention. But behavior never lies. Daniel didn't trust words. He trusted patterns. And once you see patterns, you see truth. That's when influence becomes easy. Because when you understand people, you don't need to control them. You simply guide them. The easiest way to control someone is through their emotions. Anger, fear, ego. Trigger any of these, and logic disappears. Daniel had seen it countless times. Strong people lose control in seconds. All it takes is the right trigger. But Daniel was different. He didn't react. Not because he didn't feel, but because he understood. Emotion is information, not instruction. So when someone tried to provoke him, he stayed calm. And in that calmness, he gained power. Because the person who controls their emotions controls the situation. Attachment creates vulnerability. The more you need something, the less power you have. Daniel understood this deeply. He didn't chase approval. He didn't seek validation. He didn't depend on outcomes. And because of that, he was free. Free to walk away. Free to say no. Free to remain unaffected. Detachment is not indifference. It's control. It means you can engage without losing yourself. And when people realize you don't need them, they begin to respect you. Because power is not in holding on. It's in knowing you can let go. Agreement is not loyalty. Daniel understood this better than most. People nod. People agree. People say yes. But agreement is often just convenience. A way to avoid conflict. A way to stay comfortable. A way to keep options open. Daniel never trusted quick agreement. Instead, he watched actions. Because true alignment isn't shown in words. It's revealed over time. Those who agree too easily often leave just as easily. And those who truly understand don't need to agree loudly. They simply act. Power isn't in getting people to say yes. It's in knowing who truly means it. Most people fear being misunderstood. So they explain more, clarify more, defend more. And in doing so, they lose power. Daniel used to be like that. He wanted people to understand him, to see his intentions, to recognize his thinking. But the more he explained, the more control he gave away. Because the need to be understood is a form of dependency. Now, Daniel accepted something different. Not everyone will understand you. And that's fine. Because power comes from clarity within, not validation from others. When you stop needing to be understood, you become harder to control. Not everything needs to be said. Not every thought needs to be shared. Daniel learned the value of holding back. Information is power. And the more you reveal, the less you have. People often talk too much. They expose plans. They reveal intentions. They share weaknesses, not realizing they are giving others the tools to control them. Daniel shared only what was necessary, nothing more. Because what you keep is often more powerful than what you say. Mystery creates leverage, and leverage creates influence. Approval is addictive. The more you seek it, the more you need it. Daniel saw it everywhere. People adjusting themselves, changing opinions, altering behavior, all to be accepted. But approval comes with a cost. It makes you predictable. It makes you dependent. It makes you controllable. Because when someone knows you need their approval, they own your actions. Daniel stopped seeking it. He made decisions based on clarity, not validation. And something changed. People respected him more. Because those who don't seek approval often gain it naturally. Walking away is one of the most powerful moves. But most people can't do it. They stay too long. They tolerate too much. They hold on out of fear. Fear of loss. Fear of rejection. Fear of starting over. Daniel saw walking away differently. Not as loss, but as control. Because the moment you are willing to leave, you shift the balance. You show strength. You show independence. You show power. And people feel it. Because the one who can walk away is never trapped. And the one who is never trapped is always in control. Presence is not about being seen. It's about being felt. Daniel didn't try to dominate rooms. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't demand attention. Yet somehow, people noticed him. Because true presence comes from control. Controlled posture. Controlled speech. Controlled energy. When you are calm, you stand out in chaos. When you are composed, you become the reference point. Most people try to be loud. Daniel chose to be still. And in that stillness, he became impossible to ignore. Overreaction is exposure. It reveals exactly where you're vulnerable. Daniel watched people carefully. Small comment, a slight disagreement, and suddenly, emotions took over. Voices rose. Defenses activated. Control disappeared. All it took was one trigger. And in that moment, everything was revealed. Their insecurities, their fears, their pressure points. Daniel never gave that away. He responded slowly, measured, unbothered. Because when you don't react, you don't reveal. And when you don't reveal, you stay in control. Words are tools. Use too many, and they lose value. Daniel never rushed to fill space. He spoke with intention. Short sentences. Clear direction. No unnecessary explanation. And something interesting happened. People leaned in more. They listened closely. Because when words are limited, they become important. Most people talk to be heard. Daniel spoke only when it mattered. And that difference made him powerful. Patience is a hidden weapon. Most people can't wait. They rush decisions. They rush responses. They rush outcomes. And in rushing, they make mistakes. Daniel waited. Not passively, but strategically. He let situations unfold. He let people reveal themselves. He let time expose truth. Because time always reveals what pressure hides. Patience creates clarity. And clarity creates control. Those who wait often win. Being unbothered is power. Not pretending. Not suppressing. But truly, not reacting. Daniel reached a point where very little affected him. Not because he didn't care, but because he understood. Most things don't matter. Most reactions are unnecessary. Most conflicts are distractions. And when you refuse to engage, you rise above it. People test you. They provoke you. They expect a reaction. But when nothing comes, they lose control. Because they can't move you. And the person who cannot be moved cannot be controlled. Most people think they are in control. They make plans. They give instructions. They believe they are leading. But control is rarely what it appears to be. Daniel noticed something subtle. The person giving orders was often reacting, responding to pressure, responding to fear, responding to the need to prove something. That's not control. That's reaction disguised as authority. True control doesn't rush. It doesn't need to prove itself. It moves quietly, shaping outcomes before others even realize it. And those who truly understand control rarely need to show it. Timing is everything. Say the right thing too early, and it loses its power. Daniel learned to wait, to observe first, to understand the room, to read the energy, because speaking too soon is often a sign of insecurity, a need to be seen, a need to be heard. But when you wait, your words carry more weight, because they come from awareness, not impulse. The right words at the wrong time are still the wrong words, and those who master timing control the conversation. Most people struggle with one word. They soften it, avoid it, replace it, because they fear rejection. They fear conflict. They fear losing connection. But every time you say yes, when you mean no, you weaken your position. Daniel never rushed to agree. He paused, considered, and when needed, he said no, calmly, without explanation, without apology. And that's what made it powerful. Because the ability to say no is the foundation of self-control. And self-control is the foundation of power. People think influence is about words. It's not. It's about energy. The way you enter a room, the way you hold yourself, the way you respond. Daniel rarely needed to say much. His presence spoke first. Calm energy creates trust. Confident energy creates respect. Controlled energy creates authority. And unstable energy creates doubt. People feel you before they hear you. And that feeling shapes how they respond. So Daniel didn't focus on saying the right thing. He focused on being the right presence. Because energy is influence without effort. Most people want to be heard. Very few want to listen. Daniel did the opposite. He let others speak, fully, without interruption, without rushing them. And in doing so, he gained something valuable. Information. Because when people feel heard, they reveal more. Their intentions, their thoughts, their weaknesses, all without being asked. Listening is not passive. It's strategic. Because the more others speak, the less you need to. And the less you reveal, the more control you keep. Familiarity reduces impact. The more people see you, the less they feel you. Daniel understood distance. He didn't show up everywhere. He didn't speak in every conversation. He didn't make himself constantly available. Because overexposure creates comfort. And comfort removes authority. When people see you too often, they stop valuing your presence. But when you appear selectively, your presence gains weight. People notice. People listen. People adjust. Scarcity creates importance. And Daniel knew, power grows when access is limited. Just because you can act doesn't mean you should. Daniel had opportunities to respond, to react, to correct people. But he held back. Because restraint is power. Anyone can react immediately. Few can choose not to. Restraint shows control. It shows discipline. It shows awareness. And more importantly, it prevents unnecessary exposure. Because every action reveals something. And those who reveal too much lose their advantage. Daniel didn't act on impulse. He acted with intention. First impressions are powerful. Enough? Permanent. Daniel knew that people decide quickly. In seconds. Before words even matter. So he controlled the first moment. Posture. Eye contact. Silence. He didn't rush to speak. He allowed people to feel his presence first. Because once an impression is formed, everything that follows is filtered through it. Confidence becomes expected. Authority becomes assumed. And doubt rarely enters. Daniel didn't try to convince. He let the first moment do the work. Recognition feels good. But chasing it costs power. Daniel saw it everywhere. People wanting credit. Wanting acknowledgement. Wanting to be seen. But the more you seek recognition, the more dependent you become. Because now your actions rely on how others respond. Daniel worked differently. He acted without needing applause. Without needing validation. And because of that, his actions carried more weight. People noticed him anyway. Because those who don't seek recognition often earn it naturally. Thomas, the most powerful move is not being there. Daniel disappeared at times. Not completely, but strategically. He stepped back. He stayed silent. He removed his presence. And something interesting happened. People noticed. Questions arose. Attention increased. Curiosity grew. Because absence creates space. And space creates value. When you're always present, you're taken for granted. But when you're not, you're remembered. Daniel didn't need to be everywhere. He only needed to appear at the right moments. Words are never just words. They carry weight. They carry intention. They reveal control or the lack of it. Daniel never wasted them. He didn't speak to impress. He didn't speak to fill silence. He spoke to move outcomes. Every sentence was deliberate. Every word measured. Because the more controlled your words are, the more powerful they become. People leaned in when Daniel spoke. Not because he spoke often, but because when he did, it mattered. And in that precision, he maintained control. Promises feel powerful in the moment. They create excitement. They create expectation. But they also create pressure. Daniel avoided overpromising. Because the more you promise, the more you bind yourself. And once you are bound, you lose flexibility. He preferred something different. Understatement. Let actions exceed expectations. Let results speak louder than words. Because power doesn't come from what you promise. It comes from what you deliver. And those who promise less often control more. Authority doesn't need force. It doesn't need volume. It doesn't need aggression. Daniel never raised his voice. He didn't need to, because calmness commands attention. When others became emotional, he remained steady. When others rushed, he slowed down. And that difference created contrast. People trusted calm authority because it feels stable, predictable, controlled. And in a world full of noise, calmness becomes power. Inconsistency creates doubt. Consistency builds trust. Daniel didn't change who he was based on the room. He didn't adjust his behavior to fit expectations. He remained the same. Controlled. Measured. Intentional. People stopped questioning him. Because consistency removes uncertainty. And when people are certain about you, they rely on you. that reliance becomes influence, and influence becomes power. Most people don't know when to stop. They keep talking, keep explaining, keep extending moments that have already peaked. Daniel knew when to end things. A conversation, a statement, a moment. Because ending at the right time preserves impact. Say too much, and the message weakens. Stay too long, and the presence fades. But leave at the right moment, and the impression stays. Daniel didn't wait for conversations to end. He ended them. And in doing so, he controlled the final impression. Not every situation deserves a reaction. But most people react anyway. A comment, a look, a small disagreement, and suddenly, their emotions take control. Daniel remained neutral, not cold, not distant, but controlled. Because neutrality creates confusion. People expect reactions. They look for signals. They search for emotional responses. And when none come, they lose their advantage. Daniel didn't give people what they expected. He gave them nothing. And in that nothing, he kept everything. Confidence doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't speak loudly. It doesn't seek attention. It simply exists. Daniel never told people who he was. He showed it. Through actions. Through presence. Through consistency. Because real confidence is quiet. And quiet confidence is unsettling. People feel it. They notice it. They respect it. Not because it demands attention, but because it doesn't need it. Winning every moment is a losing strategy. Daniel didn't argue to win. He didn't need to be right in every conversation. Because the need to win reveals insecurity. It shows attachment. It shows ego. And ego is easy to manipulate. Sometimes Daniel let others win. He agreed. He stepped back. He let the moment pass. Not out of weakness, but out of control. Because power isn't about winning small battles. It's about controlling the outcome. Where you place your attention determines your influence. Most people react to everything. Every comment, every opinion, every distraction. Daniel was selective. He ignored what didn't matter. He focused only on what moved outcomes. Because attention is currency. And when you give it freely, you lose value. But when you control it, you gain leverage. People notice where your attention goes. And when you don't give it easily, they start seeking it. Control is not a single action. It's a system, a way of thinking, a way of moving, a way of responding. Daniel didn't rely on one skill. He combined them. Silence, observation, timing, restraint, detachment. Each one alone is useful, but together they create something powerful. A presence that cannot be easily read, a mind that cannot be easily influenced, a person that cannot be easily controlled. And that is the final layer. Not controlling others, but becoming someone who cannot be controlled. Being underestimated is an advantage. Most people want to be recognized immediately. They show everything they know, everything they can do, everything they are capable of. But in doing so, they reveal too much too soon. Daniel chose a different path. He allowed people to underestimate him, to assume less, to expect less. Because low expectations create space. Space to move quietly. Space to act without pressure. Space to surprise. And when the moment came, he delivered more than anyone expected. Power doesn't always come from being seen as strong. It comes from being overlooked. Most people need external validation, approval, recognition, acknowledgement. Daniel didn't. Not because he didn't care, but because he understood something deeper. The moment your confidence depends on others, you lose control. Because now your worth is tied to their opinion. And opinions change. Constantly. Daniel built something different. Internal validation. He knew his value. He trusted his decisions. He didn't need applause to move forward. And because of that, he became unshakable. Because when your validation comes from within, no one can take it from you. Total silence is powerful. But selective openness is influence. Daniel didn't reveal everything. But he didn't hide everything either. He understood timing. When to share. What to reveal. How much to show. Because controlled vulnerability builds trust. It makes people feel closer. It makes them lower their guard. But uncontrolled vulnerability creates weakness. Daniel shared just enough. Never too much. Because influence is not about hiding completely. It's about revealing, with intention. Closeness can weaken influence. The more available you are, the less valuable you seem. Daniel created distance. Not coldness. Not disconnection. But space. He didn't respond instantly. He didn't engage constantly. He didn't make himself easily accessible. Because distance creates tension. And tension creates interest. When people can't fully reach you, they value you more. They think about you more. They try harder to understand you. And in that effort, they give you power. Power is not proven when things are easy. It is revealed under pressure. Daniel had mastered silence, control, observation, timing. But none of it mattered until it was tested. A moment came, unexpected, challenging, uncomfortable. Others reacted quickly, emotionally, impulsively. But Daniel didn't. He paused, observed, chose his response. And in that moment, everything he had built came together. Because power is not a concept. It's a practice. And when tested, it either holds or it breaks. Daniel's didn't break. Chasing gives away power. The more you pursue, the more you reveal need. Daniel never chased. Not opportunities. Not people. Not attention. He positioned himself. He built value. He built presence. He built control. And because of that, things came to him. People respected him more. Because those who chase seek approval. But those who stand firm create it. Power isn't in running after what you want. It's in becoming someone that what you want is drawn to. Silence is powerful. But action is decisive. Daniel didn't stay passive forever. He waited. Observed. Calculated. But when the moment came, he moved. Quickly. Precisely. Without hesitation. Because hesitation reveals doubt. And doubt weakens presence. Timing creates advantage. But action secures it. And those who know when to move control the outcome. Many people look powerful. Few actually are. Titles. Status. Money. These create the illusion. But real power is internal. It's the ability to stay calm under pressure. To think clearly when others panic. To remain in control when emotions rise. Daniel didn't rely on appearance. He relied on discipline. Because external power can be taken. But internal power cannot. And those who build it don't need to display it. Power is temporary. Influence lasts longer. Daniel understood this. He didn't try to control everyone. He didn't force outcomes. Instead, he influenced. Through actions. Through presence. Through consistency. And over time, people changed around him. Not because he demanded it, but because he embodied it. That's the difference. Control forces. Influence inspires. And what is inspired lasts beyond the moment. In the end, power is not about controlling others. It's about mastering yourself, your emotions, your reactions, your words, your presence. Daniel didn't become powerful overnight. He built it, moment by moment, decision by decision, silence by silence. And when people looked at him, they didn't just see control. They felt it. Because real power is not loud. It's not forced. It's not explained. It is lived. Quietly. Consistently. Unshakably. And once you reach that level, you don't need to prove anything. Because who you are speaks louder than anything you could say. The greatest influence is often the one you never notice. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to Echoes of Purpose. Stay curious. Stay aware. See you in the next video.